Many families may finally see some recurring stimulus checks again. Lawmakers have actually suggested that these payments be automatically deposited and mailed out to Americans as long as they meet the requirements. So the latest poll, everybody, asked respondents about the major issues facing the country, and the responses highlighted the familiar problems and challenges for millions of people. The economy, inflation, and the health of our democracy. Many Americans have also pointed to 3 rounds of stimulus checks and expanded monthly child tax credits as a vital lifeline during the crisis. And the expansion, which is passed as President Biden's crisis relief program, delivered hundreds of thousands of dollars into people's bank accounts every month, ultimately helping 65 million children and keeping 3.7 million people out of poverty. Let's not forget about the expanded child tax credit. It was heralded as one of the most significant policy achievements of the Biden era. Half of the enhanced sum was made available through monthly payments starting last July, up to $300 per child under 6 and up to $250 per child under 18. Democrats hope to renew the more generous credit this year. But key legislation they hope to pass through a one-party majority fell apart when Joe Manchin opposed renewing the payments without additional work requirements. And now advocates for the expanded child tax credit say they're looking ahead to next steps. The first opportunity for new legislation could come at the end of the year when Congress negotiates extensions on expiring business tax breaks. Advocates are also looking at new administrative solutions at the IRS and thinking more seriously about state-level reform amid state budget surpluses and new research detailing just how much families benefited from the now expired expanded federal credit. One lawmaker told reporters that we're going to focus it on over the next couple months to see if we can get it included in a tax extender bill. During the past year, as inflation has wreaked havoc on bank accounts and eroded the value of existing family benefits, lawmakers have faced pressure to offer relief. Republicans have also been facing more pressure to support families because the proposal introduced by Mitt Romney is set to distribute monthly cash payments to parents who has garnered a lot of attention. This Republican proposal includes a requirement that families earn at least $10,000 to receive its full benefit, the kind of work requirement progressives rejected during reconciliation. And to reach a bipartisan deal at the end of the year, Republicans and Democrats will need to reach an agreement on whether work requirements should be required in order to receive expanded child tax credit payments. And also, let's not forget about this, Romney's new child tax credit proposal, the Family Security Act 2.0, would increase the maximum annual child tax credit from $2,000 to $4,200 a month for each child under the age of 6. Expecting parents could also qualify for an additional $2,800 credit during the final 4 months of pregnancy. Phase-in of Romney's plan is the meaning of the time that families at which families could start receiving their benefit. It's much faster, everybody, compared to the status quo, and right now the first $2,500 of earnings does not even count toward child tax credit eligibility, when Romney's plan would actually phase in the credit beginning with a family's first earned dollar.
Division. I want to thank you for joining us today. I have the honor to introduce some very distinguished guests for this session. Let me start with Enrique Loris, who is our CEO of HP, U.S. Senator Ron Wyden of Oregon, Juan Tran, who is our president of Print, and Dr. Murthy, who is the president of OSU. And I am going to take the opportunity to turn it over to Enrique, where we will start with some comments.
Thank you. First of all, thank you for the very nice words. And Senator and Dr. Murthy, thank you for joining us today. And members of the press, thank you for coming here. Both Senator and OSU have been great supporters of our facility for many years, and the fact that they were able to be here today is very important for us. This facility started more than 30 years ago for HP, and as you can see, we have been working on all sorts of technologies during the last 30 years, and our plan is to continue to invest in the technology that is being developed here, to upgrade the facility and for it to continue to be one of the great facilities and technology centers for HP. And this is where the support from Senator Wyden expanding and approving the CHIPS Act has been so important. Because thanks to that, we will be able to continue to invest, expand our capabilities here, and make this one of the fantastic facilities of HP in the future. So Senator, thank you for your support. Thank you for being here today. And the floor is
filibuster-free zone, folks. And I want everybody to know, first of all, for Oregon, this is an opportunity of a lifetime. We all know that advanced chips are needed every single day for what makes our lives and our economy come together and prosper. And we need these advanced chips desperately, as we talked about. Okay? Right now, we have to look to Korea, Taiwan, Singapore, and as a result of this enormous need and its link to good-paying jobs in manufacturing here in our state, as the chairman of the Senate Finance Committee, I authored the $24 billion investment tax credit program in order to manufacture these advanced chips and do it, if I have my way about it, right here in Fort Dallas, Oregon, right here in the facilities that we are in. And here's what it really comes down to. Our CHIPS legislation had two parts. The research and development part, which I believe in very deeply. And Oregon, here, Intel, and elsewhere, has been on the front lines in cutting-edge research and development. But in addition to research and development, we need to make things, and that's what you can do in fabs. And I know that they have a variety of discussions.
Generally, if your refund is delayed more than 45 days, the IRS will pay interest on the total. Starting July 1st, the interest increases from 4 to 5%, compounded daily. There are numerous reasons the agency has fallen behind, including being short-staffed, still needing to catch up from 2020's backlog, and accounting for tax changes made in crisis stimulus legislation. Additionally, it may take longer for agents to process paper returns and those with errors, which they need to do by hand. Before the filing season even began, IRS Commissioner Chuck Reddick told lawmakers that the IRS predicted that returns would be delayed this year, but the backlog should be cleared by the end of the year. So you may be able to receive money from the IRS if you don't receive your return by the mandated due date. As returns pile up at the IRS, millions of taxpayers are experiencing refund delays beyond the standard 21-day turnaround for electronically filed returns with a direct deposit refund. If you did not receive your refund within 45 days of filing, the IRS is obligated to pay you interest for each additional day. The second quarter return is an acceptable interest return of 4%, and interest compounds daily. And according to Newsbreak, in 2020, almost 14 million taxpayers received interest payments on $18 on average. However, if you receive interest on your refund, it is taxable and will require filing out a form on your 2020 tax return for interest payments more than $10. So as the IRS is quick to point out on its website, many